What is going on, everyone? How are you all doing? This is Yix here at Magnet Crypto, back again with another video. In this video, as per usual, I'll be doing an end of week market breakdown, looking at the big boys, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, and a few altcoins, and also a member's request. So without further ado, let's run the intro and get straight into it. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. I'd very much appreciate that. I'm almost at 500 subscribers, which is a nice milestone for myself. And also, if you want to learn the fundamental tools for crypto and you want to get started in the market straight away, I've got a course completely free. Link for that is in the description. And also, if you want to be part of the private Telegram group that I run, I put a lot of charts, a lot of technical analysis, a lot of projections. A link for that is also in the description. With that out of the way, let's jump right into the breakdown. Firstly, looking at Bitcoin. Now, the candles are still in a parabolic fashion. We're going up and up and up. However, for the last few days, since we hit 42,000, since then on the daily, it looks like it started to curl around, potentially reversing. However, as we've seen many of times when we see red candles, this could just be a short pause before we go and hit it and go to the next new all-time high. So it's looking like it's turning around. However, let's just be cautious. It could not be the correction that we're waiting for, or it could be. We'll just have to see as time goes on the next few days. If we close below yesterday's close, then and we continue for the next few days, and we have a few consecutive days, then I'll start to become a bit more worried that the correction is actually on its way. Worried is not really the right word, but I'll start to lean to more towards an actual correction. So let's see how that goes. But so far we are still doing quite well. Moving over to XRP. Now XRP is actually doing pretty well. It's now confirmed, especially after we closed for this week, that it's actually turned around properly. It's really, you can see the strong reaction from that low of 22 cents on the weekly, but as low as 17 on the daily. It's turned around beautifully, touching the 200 MA. Also on the daily, it looks like it's forming a rounding bottom, like a cup and handle formation over here. It looks like if we close above this level of around 34 cents, then it may just go on another leg up. Especially on the 4 hourly, you can see this much more clearer. You can see this obviously massive ascent to the upside and then a rounding formation. It's rejected this level, but I think once we close above this level, there'll be another leg up. That's how it looks like, but we need confirmation once we close above this 35 cent level, if we'll see another leg up. So it's looking good. You know, since the SEC suing Ripple, obviously massive capitulation, but now it is looking pretty good. You can actually potentially even extend this. Yeah, you can extend this trend line all the way to this level. Now it's looking like a massive head and shoulders. This being the shoulder, massive head, bit of a big head, and then a shoulder. So if this is the case, this could be a massive reversal on the 4 hourly. So again, it adds more weight to if it closes on the other side of this counter trend line of 35 cents, closes, retest, then I think we may just see another strong leg up to the upside. So XRP is looking pretty good in my opinion. Moving over to Ethereum. What a beautiful crypto this is looking. First, let's look on the weekly. Absolutely smashing it. It is, as per Ethereum does, once Bitcoin smashes it, it lags behind a little bit and then copies it exactly. So it's literally copied the move of Bitcoin it's tapped the all-time high, or just short of it, by about $50. So it got to about 1352, and the all-time high is 1420. So about $60 short of the all-time high. It will get past this, especially because Bitcoin is seems to be slowing down. It seems to be, for the last few days, it hasn't done a lot. So people are going to look to the other coins for more returns. So Ethereum will definitely smash this. It may retrace a little bit before it does that, but it will smash it. My next conservative target is about $2,000. The fact that Bitcoin has gotten to 42,000, doubling its all-time high, I would not be surprised to see Ethereum hit that very soon, potentially even doubling its all-time high to about 3,000 as well. So that's going to happen very shortly. On the 4 hourly, I did notice, so it did form an ascending triangle in the last few days, about 7th of Jan. It's broken above that to almost claim the all-time high, and it's now retested the resistance level of 1,260. So if Ethereum can push on from this point, I know this is the 4 hourly, but if it can push on from this point, smash that, it will definitely equal that all-time high and get way past it. I'm sure it will do that very soon. Let's move on to the next one. So Link has done very well. Since I drew that Fibonacci sequence, I know it looks like a bit of a mess at the moment because of all those lines, but you can see the top is about $14.50 and the bottom is about $9.30. Since it hit that top, it's retraced all the way down to 786. I know this massive wick got all the way down to here, but it's rounded up from that 50% level, and now it's smashed through and pierced that the extended fib level of 786. What I'm looking for now, if we move to the daily, is it looks like it's a rounding again, similar. It's like a rounding formation. It's retraced and it wants to attack the previous resistance. It has actually smashed, closed above this just slightly on the daily, and it's retesting it at the moment. So if it can hold that support level at around $17.30, if you can hold that and push on, then that all-time high will be equaled very, very soon. So let me just get rid of that Fibonacci sequence. So as I said, if you can hold that support, and you can see this support goes all the way down to this level, so it's an important level. If you can hold that support, build on that, and then keep going up, then I think the all-time high will be reached very soon and then passed. If it doesn't, then I think we'll go back to maybe the bottom of this channel. So Link is looking good in my opinion, like the rest of the altcoins. Next, let's have a look at ETH BTC. So ETH BTC is continuing the reversal. So since the last few days and few weeks, it has turned around, especially since Ethereum has been absolutely smashing it. You can see a trend line that's been forming. It actually closed below this trend line in the last few weeks, and now it's starting to look like a false breakout. So if it can stay above this trend line and continue on, attack that resistance level and actually close above it, then Ethereum will absolutely rock it. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. But the main thing is to close above this trend line and then to push on. So it needs to confirm, consolidate, and close above that. Another thing I did notice was this long-term trend line that it actually closed above, July 2020. But since that point, it's tested it 3 times. So, on the flip side, the bearish scenario could be that it goes down and closes and taps that trend line once again. If that's the case, then Ethereum will start to lose dominance and towards BTC. So that would not be a good sign. So the good thing to see, the positive outcome to see, would be to actually close above this trend line and then attack that resistance level to go higher. Next, let's have a look at one of our favorites, Ocean Protocol. nothing much to say really since the last breakdown. Apart from that, it's still within the symmetrical triangle. So we just need to see it break out of this symmetrical triangle, potentially retest it, as support, and then continue on going higher, and to hit that all-time high and to get to that $1 level. I'm very confident with Ocean Protocol, because it is looking very good, especially this chart pattern right here. It's looking pretty clear, pretty clean. So I think Ocean's looking good. Next, let's have a look at Kava. The Kava is doing very well. It's held that 786 level support very well. Stayed above it. Now it needs to close above that level. Another thing I've noticed is that it's currently at a resistance level of 1.81. So what it needs to do is to actually, you can see here, it's quite clear. It's actually just inched past it and closed above it, and it's retesting it. But we need to see a stronger, bounce above this and to actually attack the next resistance level. So it needs to actually close above this and use it as proper support. That's the next thing I want to see with Kava. But so far it's done pretty well. You can see now 1, 2, this is a nice double bottom. So it needs to just continue on going higher. Another thing I've noticed is this level over here, which is essentially the resistance level that will ultimately complete the double bottom. So this is the main level that it needs to close above, as well as this, but 181 to $2 is the main level that needs to close above to fully complete the reversal of the double bottom. So it looks like it's going to do that, but obviously we need to see confirmation before we can actually celebrate. So Kava so far looks good. Obviously the Fibonacci sequence that we drew is still in play, and so we've got high hopes for Kava, but we need to see some confirmation of it. So we have a members request, and that is to cover DOS network. Now obviously we have spoken about DOS. I've covered it in a video. It'll be in the link over here. So DOS network, quite simple to be honest. If we change it to a line graph, we can see that this triple bottom has been confirmed. You can see obviously it's gone to the upside from that level. Since it created this top, we can use a Fibonacci on these two levels, this being the bottom and the top. From that point, it's gone down to the 786 level, and it seems to be turning around. Now we obviously need to see that candle confirmation before we can actually confirm that it's turning around, but it looks like it's going to the upside, it's reversing from this level. And if it continues, closes above this or closes in the green, then we can start to look at the top of this high at about 0.1, and then if we can actually touch this, we might see a retrace before we continue on to the higher levels. So overall it's looking good, but obviously the thing that we need to see is that confirmation. Next we'll have a look at Tomochain. So we were watching this in the last few weeks, and especially this counter trend line that it was respecting. It managed to close above this, retest and go above. It now has gone up quite a lot, but we need to see it close above this resistance level for the week. I think it's going to be, in a short space of time, we'll retest that, high of 142 and then smash all-time high. For Tomo, I've got, some high targets, definitely $5 and then $10 for this bull run. So I think it's going to do quite well, but without, not to get too ahead of myself. Obviously we need to just stick to the basics, what's in the next few weeks. So we just close above this, use it as support, and then attack that high. Those are the things that I want to see first. Once it reaches that all-time high, and then we'll get into price discovery, we'll start to see about the next high, the next targets that we have in mind. But the project is a good project, and the technicals are looking pretty good. So I've got high hopes for Tomochain. Next, we'll look at ZRX. ZRX in the last few days, I think it has absolutely smashed it. I think it was up like 30% or 40%. Let's see here. From the bottom, it was up about 60%. This is a bit of a stretch, but it could very well be in a fib placement as well. From the bottom to the top, it looks like it's stopped at the 786 level and rejected it. Now we just need to see it close above that 50% level before we can start to get a bit more happy. Every time it's touched this level, it's rejected. So this is an important level, even without the Fibonacci. So ZRX on the daily time frame, it actually looks like it's been in a bit of a channel for a little while, since about May last year. You can see this bottom hasn't been breached too much, and this top has been tapped a few times. Now it has broken through that resistance level and has retested it. It needs to stay above and build on that, close above this next resistance zone of about 57-56 cents, and then have a go at the high of 73 cents. But it's looking good. This breakout is obviously positive, but it needs to stay above that level. This seems to be quite an important level, so it needs to stay above this and build on top of that. But ZRX is another great project. They've been doing very well in the DeFi space, acting as a liquidity protocol. So let's hope that it builds on that, and let's hope that it maintains or it holds that support, that resistance turn support, and builds on top of that. So last but not least, Polkadot. So on the weekly, it just looks like it's retraced about 17%, but currently is down 10%. So it's looking all right. Obviously, this massive leg up, this retracement is not too much to worry about. On the daily, however, it does look like this curved, this rounding top. It looks like what they call an inverse scallop, and I'll show you what that is. I've been reading more and more chart patterns. I bought this book called Chart Patterns by Thomas Balkovsky. Would definitely recommend people to read that if they're interested in TA. And I noticed that this looks like an inverted ascending scallop. So this is basically like an upside down inverted J. And what you see with this is a retracement. Obviously you see that that curling top, the rounding top, and retracement of potentially about 54%, as said in the book. And from that you get a massive leg up, just as we saw before. So the confirmation would be if we can close above that $10.50 level, or potentially that $10.11 level, which was the high previously of the candle closure. If we close above this, once we finish that rounding formation, then we may see a massive leg up to the upside. But if it closes below 50%, then, if we see it close below 50%, then this chart pattern, this inverted ascending scallop, will have been invalid. So that's what we're looking for with DOT. So potentially we could see a massive leg up to the upside. Let's observe, let's wait and see. So that'll be all for this video. Hope you got some value from that. So far, all the cryptos, especially the altcoins, are looking good. They're looking like they want to again break to the upside. They want to go further, especially with Ethereum leading the way. This seems to support the case that altcoins want to keep going up. But the key part is Bitcoin might start retracing more below 39, 35, maybe 30. If it can stay within the range and actually consolidate rather than a massive capitulation, then that'll be very, very good for the altcoins, because a massive retrace, a massive correction like we've spoken about, 30-40%, that may just, you know, take just that selling pressure will be quite heavy for the altcoins. So we want it to just range in between a level. That'd be fantastic. Either way though, long-term altcoins are going to smash it, so there's nothing too much to worry about. It may retrace a lot, but they are going to smash it. And if it does retrace more than what we want, you know, we can just average in more buys. But that's not financial advice. So hope you got some value from that, and see you in the next video. Peace.